All right, everybody, just remember, if you're speaking during this meeting, to use your microphone. We'll find out. All right, everybody in place? All right, we'll call this meeting in order. If everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I get a roll call vote, please? Or pardon me, a roll call, please.
Alderman Alder.
Here.
Alderman Campbell.
Here.
Alderman Flores.
Here.
Alderman Galloway.
Here.
Alderman Gardner. Alderman Poston.
Here.
We have 6 aldermen present. We have a quorum.
All right, has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes? And if so, are there any amendments or motions for approval? February 7th, 2022. Motion was made by Alderman Poston, second by Alderman Campbell to approve the minutes of February 7th, 2022. All those in favor? I believe Heather signified with a hand up. There we go. Yes, that is unanimous. All right, we have no ceremonial matters or scheduled visitors. We'll jump into first reading bills. Mr. Flores.
I move that we place Bill 3324 on its first reading by title only.
You want to call the vote on it?
I'm saying, it's been seconded.
Yeah, all right. We'll go there. All right, motion was made by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Gardner, to place bill number 3324 on its first reading by title and description only. All those in favor? All right. That motion dies for a lack of quorum.
The motion died for lack of a second, or for lack of approval by a majority of the board. The staff's intent is to bring forward a new replacement bill. So there was no need for this bill to be brought forward tonight. We do anticipate.
We have a non-legislative work session dedicated to this bill, in which we'll be hearing some testimony from the Home Builders Association and some of the parties of which they represent, which could add to the substance of the bill when it comes back. So instead of having this one and then the secondary bill come back that may conflict each other or have duplication of due process, we're just going to let this one go and bring it back in its full and complete form at a later date. Works for everybody? All right, wonderful. All right, we have next on the agenda, Bill 3329, 3330, 3331, 3332, and 3333, which all had been tabled in January by the request of Marabella Properties. Mr. Brad King is still not quite ready and has requested that those be removed from the agenda and brought back at a date to be determined. So we are going to put those off the agenda and we'll bring those back when Mr. King is ready for those to come in front of the board for consideration. So those will be removed from the agenda until a date to be determined. That'll jump us ahead in the schedule here to bill number 3340. And Mr. Campbell, that is your bill. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I make a motion, we place bill number 3340 on its first reading by title and description only.
Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Campbell, seconded by Alderman Poston, to place bill number 3340 on its first, pardon me, 3340 on its first reading by title and description only. All those in favor? All right.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to apply for, accept, and enter into contracts for a Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission Highway Safety Program for Traffic Enforcement Grant.
All right. Are you here to speak on that, or is the chief? Come on forward.
So this is the same grant we get every year. We have 34.
Chief, if you don't mind.
This is the same grant that we apply for every year. This is actually for the fiscal year 2023 grant, which begins October 1st of 2022. We have to apply for it right now to get in. The application is due by March 1st. As in years past, we've remained pretty consistent. We asked for a $4,000 grant for driving while intoxicated grant funding, and then $3,600 for hazardous moving vehicle operations. This just really allows us to further expand our traffic safety program that the Ozark Police Department presents and couple some of those state monies with our normal allocated funds to expand what we can do in traffic enforcement.
All right. Hold on a second. Mr. Campbell, do you have a question? You're still on?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
If you're not, all right. Mr. Poston?
What's the HMV piece of this?
It's for hazardous moving vehicles. So that's your speeding, lane violations, traffic control devices. We can monitor things like that, stop sign violations, really anything that would be hazardous moving to other motorists. We can focus on that. Primarily though, that's speed enforcement, specifically on our state highways, US 65, and then some city streets that we have routine concerns with speeding.
Okay.
We've actually deployed officers on this grant into subdivisions and things like that, where we've had concerns from the public. Speeding, school zones is another place that a lot of times we'll monitor because speed there becomes much more hazardous than other places.
I read that and I saw hazardous materials. I was curious, like,
Did I write?
no, that's correct. I just read over. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Galloway.
What does it add to DWI enforcement?
What does it add?
Yeah.
So it allows us to deploy officers at specific times. There are designated periods throughout the year, say St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo, Super Bowl, 4th of July, things like that, where there are statewide programs where they try to get enforcement up throughout the state. This allows us to schedule officers for overtime. However, they're covered by grant rather than our normal hours where they would be out in our different patrol zones, answering calls for service, things of that nature. We can dedicate those officers now to providing traffic services. And in those instances, they'll be focused on driving while intoxicated cases. So they'll be out looking for impaired drivers at different times throughout the year.
On high-risk days?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And just to clarify, that can go at any time during the year. However, we try to do an organized effort on those high priority times like you discussed.
Any additional questions? Comments for the chief? Go right ahead.
Unrelated to this bill, but just out of curiosity. You know, the work that John and Sam and those folks did on the active transportation plan. Are there any grants out there for water rescue or anything that we should start looking into as we expect more people to go into the water or be using the riverways and stuff?
So typically, swift water rescue is more of a task that's delegated to fire departments. I don't want to speak on behalf of Chief Matheny, but I do know that a priority of his is having a swift water rescue team established through the fire department. And I know they've taken some substantial steps towards that. That's typically not a police program or really a police generated program. However, that would be something that we would obviously be open to conversations with. It's just that they have the tools and resources a lot of times that go along with that we don't necessarily have. I think the last swift water rescue we did, we commandeered a canoe on the Finley.
So we'll stick to the trails and let them have the river a little bit.
Yeah, and we're well prepared to, we've had many conversations. We're well prepared now with some of the equipment and resources that we've been able to obtain over the last year to be able to be a good partner in that program, in that expansion.
And to answer that a little bit, the fire department does have a swift water rescue team. When I went through the Fire Citizens Academy, they showed us all their different equipment that they utilize, who's in charge and stuff. So they'd be able to help on that. Any other questions or comments regarding this bill? And you would like this expedited?
Yes, and I apologize. This happens every year. We get notified of the actual grant submission paperwork and everything, usually about 2 weeks before it's due, which just requires us every year to have to ask for it to be expedited. We know it's coming. The paperwork to complete it isn't available to us until about this time. And I believe it was the 14th that it was actually made available to us. So we had about 16 days turnaround on it.
All right. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Mr. Campbell?
I make a motion, we place bill number 3340 on its second reading by title and description only.
Motion was made by Alderman Campbell, seconded by Alderman Poston, place bill number 3340 on its second reading by title and description only. All those in favor?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to apply for, accept, and enter into contracts for a Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission Highway Safety Program for Traffic Enforcement Grant.
All right. Any additional comments, questions, or concerns with regards to the bill? Hearing none.
I make a motion, we adopt bill number 3340 as ordinance number 22-008.
Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Campbell, seconded by Alderman Poston to, pardon me, adopt bill number 3340 as ordinance number 22-008. May I get a roll call vote, please?
Yes. Alderman Alder,
Aye.
Alderman Flores,
Aye.
Alderman Poston,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Campbell,
Aye.
Alderman Gardner. We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
New New business, moving on, resolutions, there are none, second reading and final passage or consideration of bills. Mr. Galloway.
Your Honor, I move we place bill number 338 on its second reading by title only.
Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Poston, pardon me, I'm having a hard time tonight, to place bill number 3338 on its second reading by title only. All those in favor?
An ordinance approving the state of Missouri cooperative purchasing agreements to utilize the cooperative procurement program.
All right, any additional questions, comments with regards to this bill since the last time we had it in front of us? Nothing? Sorry, making a few notes here. All right, hearing none, Mr. Galloway.
Your Honor, I move that we adopt bill number 3338 as ordinance number 22-009.
Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Poston to adopt bill number 3338 as ordinance number 22-009. May I get a roll call vote, please?
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Flores.
Aye.
Alderman Gardner. Alderman Poston.
Aye.
Alderman Campbell.
Aye.
Alderman Alder.
Aye.
Thank you. We have 6 aye votes. Motion carries.
Mr. Flores.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill 3339 on its second reading by title. Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Flores, seconded by Alderman Gardner to place bill number 3339 on its second reading by title only. All those in favor?
An ordinance approving one new fee to be added to the 2022 fee study.
Any questions or comments with regards to this bill since the last time it was in front of you? Hearing and seeing none. None from Ms. Alder? Okay. Mr. Flores.
Move that we adopt bill 3339 as ordinance 22-010. Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Flores and seconded by Alderman Poston to adopt bill number 3339 as ordinance number 22-010. May I get a roll call vote, please?
Alderman Galloway. Alderman Alder.
Aye.
Alderman Campbell.
Aye.
Alderman Poston.
Aye.
Alderman Flores.
Aye.
Alderman Gardner.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes. Motion carries.
All right. Report of officers, boards, and committees. City Administrator Steve Childers.
I just want to remind everybody that there is a good afternoon Ozark luncheon. The chamber has seen some low turnout in the past, but they've got a good amount of people that are actually RSVP'd for this. So good to see the chamber jump back into things and get rolling. I'm certainly going to be there to see the new interim director move things forward. So I also want to remind everybody that on March 1st, we have a Partners in Progress meeting with the school. That is at 6 p.m. at the Career Center. They will be hosting that event. So that's March 1st, 6 p.m. March 3rd. What's that?
Sometimes they have food. and stuff.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they'll be hosting dinner. Yep. March 3rd, that is when we will be meeting with the HBA at 8:30 in the morning to discuss further their input on the single family zoning district that has been proposed to the Board of Aldermen. Just for your information, the staff is going to be meeting with the HBA staff tomorrow, weather permitting, I guess. But we're scheduled to meet with the staff tomorrow to go over any questions and make sure that we can answer anything that they have before we actually meet with the board. So just giving the staff the opportunity to get together and go page by page, line by line, and make sure that we can give them the interpretation that they're looking for. On March 7th will be our next Board of Aldermen meeting. That's at 7 o'clock. And Ms. Payne, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe March 8th, which is a Tuesday, which is the regularly scheduled meeting of the A&M Society. I think that we are intending to have a meeting here at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. So that's Monday. We have a regular board meeting, and the night after we're meeting with the A&M Society. On that agenda,
Yeah, the full board, both boards. That is something that the mayor has asked us to do, to put these meetings together, and certainly that's happening at that time. March 7th, March 8th, Tuesday at 7 PM here at the Ozark City Hall. That's really all I had as far as updates. I would ask Jeremy, would you like to come up real quick and on my behalf update them on the weather? I don't know that I know Jeremy knows what's going to happen. He's got his weather crystal ball out, but.
Want me to do Brandon Beck or Ron Hurst? No. So we're monitoring it as always. Chief and I have already discussed the things today. We've got everything down at the shop ready to go. It looks like it's going to come in 2 waves tomorrow midday. We're hoping that it's more sleet. We did get our salt delivered today, so we've got salt in place. We've got our trucks running, but first wave looks to be a little bit of freezing precipitation, hopefully in the form of sleet. We like it. It bounces off, gives us traction. And then there's a second wave, but they've really backed from the original, I guess, predictions of precipitation. And I'm hoping it continues to go that way. So, but we'll do our best as always. We work hand in hand with the police department and try to stay on top of things as best we can. So if you guys need anything, if anyone needs anything, you know how to get a hold of us. If you want me to really give you a Brandon Beck meteorological report sometime, just let me know and I'll have a PowerPoint ready for you. Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I may have missed, I'm sure this has been updated at some point, but I'm unaware. Did we replace Ms. Seitz at Show Me?
Did we what?
Has Ms. Seitz been replaced yet? Her position at Show Me?
No. There is a selection committee. So the executive committee of Show Me Christian County, with the support of the full board, has hired an outside consultant to take us through the process. They are currently doing that. I am serving as a member of the selection review committee, I guess, if you will. It'll be the board that decides ultimately. But there was a doodle poll today asking for dates that we could actually go through the resumes. So it looks like by March 8th, we would probably have gone through the resumes and narrowed it down to our top 3 candidates to take back to the executive committee to take to the full board. So I would say hopefully by the end of March is probably, but I don't want to say that and then it's April, but I'm just telling you, we're in the process and that's where we're at. So nobody yet, but we're going through that.
You had a written report. Would you like to elaborate on it?
Sure. I'll give a couple updates. 2021, the year 2021 was a really strong year. The best year we've had in probably about 10 years for permitting. Just as we kicked off 2022, at the same time in 2021 in January, we are now up 20% over the permits at that time a year ago. So we expect it to be a strong year this year as well. The last time the question was asked about Sonic. We have continued to talk to the contractor. Now they have conveyed to us, they do anticipate having to close the existing facility for a few weeks as they make that transition. They are hoping to be done in July. Pretty aggressive, but we're right there with them hoping the same thing. So hopefully in July, we'll have a new Sonic. Soon you'll start to see some demolition work on the old Russell Stover's building. Staff is reviewing an application for a new Starbucks to go in there. They're going to completely demo that building, remove it, build a standalone Starbucks on the western side of the property and allocate the eastern half of that property for an additional drive-through facility that we haven't got a permit on at this time. But hopefully we'll see some action going on there. Other than that, be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Yep.
Microphone, please.
There's on the projects under construction, the Carter Building, 2140 West Calhoun.
Yeah, so it's called the Chris Carter Building in our staff permitting process. It was an office warehouse in the Fremont Town Center development just south of Discount Freight. There were some vacant parcels there. They are developing on the eastern 2 lots. The western side is detention. Now that building has been acquired right at the day that we issued the permit. by Wes Aller, home builder here locally that plans to move his office locations into that building. So he'll take over that Carter building.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mr. Campbell.
Out of curiosity, what was the Board of Adjustments and Appeals meeting with Culvers? What was that about?
Yeah, the height of their pole sign, our ordinance, and as I kind of mentioned at the non-legislative meeting about the allowance of 40 feet.
Okay, I
That
missed
was,
that one.
that was one of the things we discussed. They've requested a 70-foot tall pole sign versus the allowance of 40 feet, just so they can get the visibility from the highway.
And what was the outcome of that?
It was approved.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Smith? All right, good job. Keep up the good work. All right, Ms. Payne, do you have anything to add to your written report? All right. Miscellaneous comments from the board and or the mayor. I have none, but anybody on the board have any comments? Any at all? Going once, twice? All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
second,
Motion died for a lack of second or? Oh,
second,
Older, okay. All right, motion was made by Alderman Galloway to adjourn. That was seconded by Alderman Alder. All those in favor? That's unanimous. Have a great evening, everyone.